Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well and I hope that you are all fighting that war against the Grey. In today's video we have another Warhammer Black Library story to review for you. In today's Black Library review we're going to be checking out the Warhammer 40,000 story The Emperor Expects by Gav Thorpe. Today's video is sponsored by the Warhammer merch shop. Want to grab some merch for your favourite Warhammer army? You can use our affiliate link down below to grab your next purchase and help support the channel at the same time. This is the third book in the Beast Arises series, where humanity, after a relative time of peace from the Horus Heresy and the Scouring, is suddenly under assault from an Orc wire the likes have not been seen in an age. If you are yet to read or listen to the first two stories, I Am Slaughter and Predator Prey, then I suggest stopping and going and checking out those stories before continuing, or our reviews of those stories, as it will be hard not to include spoilers throughout. As mentioned though, our author today is Gav Thorpe, a Black Library stalwart who's responsible for a ton of stories set in the Horus Heresy series, such as Sophonia's Reckoning, Shattered Legions, and Deliverance Lost. He's also written many stories in the current 40,000 setting as well, like Ashes of Prospero, The Wolf Time, and the Dawn of Fire series, and the accompanying story of Warhammer 40,000 9th edition's launch, Indomitus. As always, I do consume my Black Library fiction in an audio format, whether that be on the Black Library app as a download direct from Black Library or on something like Audible. This does allow me to consume my Warhammer fiction fix while I'm doing some other hobby or editing at the desk. Today's story is brought to life by the voice acting skills of Gareth Armstrong, who has also brought to life many stories across the Warhammer 40,000 setting, like The Devastation of Baal by Guy Haley, The Emperor's Legion by Chris Ray, and Blackstone Fortress Ascension by Darius Hinks. On to our main topic though, The Emperor Expects. As mentioned, this is the third story in the series. The first two stories in the series did a fantastic job at setting the scene for what is to come, showcasing the gravity of the threat the Orcs pose to the Imperium and the galaxy as a whole, while also introducing us to the story's main characters. The first two stories tell a wider picture, giving us scenes from across the galaxy and firmly cementing the plotline which we are to follow. The Emperor Expects diverges from this now, giving us a more focused narrative and story set around three main points. Firstly, we are thrown headlong into the internal politicking and backstabbing on Terra, getting a deep look into the ineffective High Council of Terra that rules the Imperium in the Emperor's absence since his interment into the Golden Throne. This story has us focus on a lone Inquisitor trying to make the High Lords see the Orc threat for what it is, a grave and terrible one that could spell doom for the Imperium, but the High Lords are too busy bickering and moving for power over one another to care. However, our Inquisitor does find allies in unexpected places, such as in the form of the Master of Assassins, and these two together look to lead other members into place in a carefully choreographed marionette dance. Our next plotline is the discovery of the last Imperial Fist Space Marine by the Adeptus Mechanicus, Captain Corland, also simply known as Slaughter. This plotline centers around the discovery of the decimation of the Imperial Fist and the unlikely survival of the captain amongst all the devastation. After his recovery, he is quick to begin organizing a plan to assemble all of the nearby Imperial Fist successor chapters and find a way to push back the Orc threat. This plotline is probably the most minor of the three at the moment, at least time-wise within the story, but I certainly feel it's going to be one of the more important ones going forward. The last of the three stories we follow within this story's narrative is of the Imperial Navy's response to an Orc threat. This is somewhat tied into the politicking back on Terra, but is certainly its own moving part. What happens here is a massive redirection of Imperial power within the Segmentum Solar to a single location at Port Sanctus, where the Imperial forces aim to finally take down one of the Orc attack moons. These attack moons, up until now, have been the major power behind the Orc attack, essentially an army of Death Stars that had been annihilating planet after planet, completely unopposed, and now the Imperium aims to put all its might together to strike against one and hopefully claim victory over it. I really do like the shift of the story. The focus of the three major points is a stark change to what's come before, but this isn't a bad thing. So much of the story feels like it's going to be more impactful because of what has come before it. The politicking on terror is probably my personal favourite part of the story. I love getting into the more gritty parts of the Warhammer settings away from the battlefield. Though, speaking of the battlefield, this story does have an amazing space and naval battle. We get a really great look at Void Warfare. The battle has everything from massive clashes of capital ships to boarding actions by all different means and more besides as well. All in all, there's just a lot to like about this story. The focus it brings to the series really begins to shoot us in the direction where our main plots lay and what we'll see in the future. I'm really excited to see where the story goes next. For me, this is the best story in the series so far, and I think it deserves a solid 4 out of 5 stars for that. If you are also maybe looking at checking out orcs in Warhammer 40,000, some more but maybe wanting to see things from the orcs point of view, I'd suggest checking out Warboss and Brutal Cunning by Mike Brooks or Ghazghkull Thraka Prophet of the War by Nate Crowley. And so that is our review of the story for you. We hope you enjoyed it. Once again, don't forget to drop a comment down below. Let us know what you enjoyed about it. Give us a like, subscribe, and turn on your bell notifications for all the good things from the channel. Stay safe, everyone. Stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.